It's the South Florida Morning Show with Jennifer Ross and Bill Adams on News Talk 850 WFTL.
The answer is I'm absolutely enthused. I look forward to doing an announcement at the right time. As you know, it's very early.
Oh, boy. Uh-oh. This is the closest he's come to announcing he's going to run in 2024, but not walking over the line.
No, but he said a big announcement and people are going to be happy about it. And I'm thinking, Ron DeSantis is on the ticket.
Yeah, I wonder. He's got to win that governor's race first, and then he'll switch over. Which means, by the way, I guess it would be Jeanette Nunez again. The lieutenant governor spot for our state is very important.
Very, very important. But I think he's been the governor so far. You haven't heard of any animosity between he and Nunez. So I don't think there's going to be a problem. She'll probably be on the ticket as well, right?
I like her. She's talked to us.
Yeah, she talks to us all the time.
That's all I care about.
Well, good. When she's governor, then she can talk to us like on a weekly basis.
No, then when she'll ditch us.
Then she'll be too important.
Right.
Like, see you later, bye.
This, by the way, was from a phone interview. Candace Owens, conservative pundit, has a show now. I think it's OANN. I can't even remember what it's on. But anyway, she got the interview with the prez.
Isn't that amazing?
Said a lot of interesting things.
For campaign finance reasons, you really can't do it too early because it becomes a whole different thing. Otherwise, I'd give you an answer that I think you'd be very happy with.
Yeah, see? He is going to run. It's son of a gun.
Isn't that interesting?
Either that or let me tell you, he should be in the TV or radio business because he comes up with the greatest teases in the world.
Including, are you ready for Trump the blogger?
Yeah.
Wow. And of course, coming from Mar-a-Lago, it's way over the top. Did you see the announcement video?
It was
awesome.
I was like, this is so great. He definitely still thinks he's in Hollywood. I love it.
So they have it's like this, I guess like a space shot, and then they have all the audio you'll hear here in a second of, everything that's led up to him being banned from social media, and then the big announcement.
Twitter permanently banning the commander-in-chief's personal account with 88 million followers.
That's right, I have a blog now. I guess the official name is From the Desk of Donald J. Trump?
Yeah, I guess. And you go to donaldjtrump.com/desk and you can watch the videos. You can't interact with him. You can send him a message, but you can comment or you can repost any of his videos on. And it's a brilliant move on his part because in the event that Facebook doesn't allow him back on, or Twitter this morning at 9:00, we're supposed to get the announcement.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So I'm assuming he's not going to be allowed back on social media. I can't imagine Mark Zuckerberg, the independent, panel, letting the Trumpster back on. But this way, any video that he posts on his platform, anybody in the world can share to any social media.
Right.
So whether or not, if I shared it, am I going to get banned from Facebook too or from Twitter?
Hey, that's interesting.
Should be interesting to see.
Because you would be sharing a private citizen's blog. I don't know. Depends on the content, I guess. The whole comment thing, people are saying, oh, it's only a one-way street. He's just forcing the information. What do you think? He really read the comment section before on his Twitter account? What do you think? He ventured into, the QAnon accounts?
He wanted to know what Alice in Eastbrook, Illinois was saying. Sure, I don't think so.
Good Lord.
It's like... But eventually they say the platform will be more interactive. I don't know in what shape and form, but that's what they say. I just thought it was funny because I saw that announcement and I went, oh, I got to go look. And that was the first thing I did. I was like, okay, I got suckered right into it.
He's going to develop it into a whole share your favorite recipes. Share your Mother's Day photos right here on the blog.
Oh, that'd be fun. That'll be fun. Wouldn't that be great?
That's a big deal, though. I mean, obviously, him being back and doing this. He's released the press releases, but this will be a more, and I'm sure it'll have more video and more, not interactive, but I guess more dynamic statements to make.
Yeah, it's kind of like I figured the long form of his Twitter account.
Yeah, I guess.
Only he says it, and it'll be videos of him. You know him. He loves being on the camera, so this will be perfect for him.
Yeah, he loves it.
I don't. By the way, when's he leaving Mar-a-Lago? Because they're talking about packing up and leaving. It's going to New Jersey.
For the summer months, probably. I don't know.
I think
early June or something?
I know. I think it's like this week.
Oh, really?
I think like he's leaving soon. We got to send the spies over there. Karen better go take one more, trip with her yacht rock roll there and drive by the house.
And camp out.
Yeah.
You're going to have to wait 6 months. Wow. But when he comes back, just pop out. We'll get that interview. He'll love that.
Sure.
I think, honestly, though, I kind of hope the whole Facebook thing, or if Twitter wants to let him back on, I hope he rejects it, if they even let him back on. He's more powerful staying away a little bit. Like the quieter he is, or not in social media fanning the flames, it's making him look better and better.
Well, I think, and you're onto something here, but I think it's for a different reason. If Facebook and Twitter and Instagram allow him back on after their advisory board comes up with their big announcement at 9 this morning, he'll say no purely for the fact because it would make them more profitable if he goes back on because they instantly gain, 80 million followers or 50 million followers? And why would you want to increase someone's revenue that treated you like a dog?
And it's a great statement to make, too, to say, I don't need you.
Yeah, forget it.
You're not all powerful big tech.
I got a feeling they're not going to say yes anyway.
Right.
So it might be a moot point at this place.
Who knows? Hey, we didn't even talk about Cinco de Mayo. Got to talk about that coming up next.
Okay, where's the blender? Where's the tequila? Hello? You people are failing me miserably here.
It's coming next because these guys are going to deliver it. That's right. The band is next.
Good. Can't wait.
We hired them again for $5.
They only play in 10-second increments.
The band's name is Gas Station Burrito. We've hired them once again. It's a yearly event. We get that and Charlie Chris' announcement statement.
Oh, I like the governor's answer.
It's coming up next. The South Florida Morning Show. There's Jen. I'm Bill. Keep it here. News is on its way again in just a couple of minutes. In fact, it's 6:30. Karen's got that.
So here's the deal.
Here's the deal, folks.
You don't have to wear a mask, okay? But you do have to wear a mask. Okay.
You don't, but you do.
Yeah, so here is Dr. Alina Alonso of Palm Beach County in the health department.
The governor's order has usurped our countywide mandate. It is my intent to continue the use of masks by employees and patrons to do business inside county buildings.
But outside, you don't have to. Each business individually can make its own guidelines, so we don't know what they are here. But, in public spaces, and the mask mandate was lifted by the governor. So they have to acquiesce to that. It usurps the county mandate.
Here's what I think is going to happen. So it'll come from individual businesses. They'll make the final call. And you'll say, Diener's got a story here coming up, Jen, about talking about going to the gym last night.
Right.
You'll see the individual businesses with their signs right now. But then gradually, it'll just softly go away. There won't be any big announcement. We'll just gradually phase into nobody wearing masks anymore. I think that's what's going to happen.
Well, unfortunately, most of the biggies climbed right on board with masks.
Publix.
Targets, Publix, Walmart, all
they
these,
can do that.
All the big stores already hit it.
If someone tells you to please put on a mask, just put it on.
Yeah, that's all.
Otherwise, you don't have to wear it.
Right.
If you're vaccinated, especially.
It's weird, though, because mostly I wear a mask because I just want to be, not offend the host, retail place, or somebody else. I never think of my health or somebody else's. I never do.
You think of yourself.
No, he doesn't.
I've never thought. I don't know. I've just never thought I was going to get this thing.
You never did.
Or maybe I did.
You're
I
like a
have no
Democrat.
idea.
It's weird.
Yeah.
None of them got it either. Anyway, that more coming up.
All right. Thanks, Karen. We'll see you for news at 6:30. News Talk 850 WFTL. It's the South Florida Morning Show. There's Jen. There's Diener. I'm Bill.
Our news partner, WPTV, put together a pretty comprehensive list of where you need to wear a mask and where not to, and I think we're going to put that up at 850 WFTL, so make life easy
It's
for
a good idea
everybody.
to just clarify. Just know it's all retail places, private places.
Yeah, because our GM came down yesterday. She goes, "Can we get rid of them?"
Yeah.
I was like, "It's a building's call, I think." So we'll see what happens. Can each office, okay, for example, could our office say, on the floor, you don't need masks?
And yeah, but because they could do that anyway. I mean, let's just take Publix, just picking a name out of the sky here. They could have they can require whatever they want. It's their place. Okay. It's like walking into somebody's house or an individual office or business or company. They can do whatever they want. It's just what the employees would put up with.
Right.
I guess. Hey, good morning, guys.
Hello, Diener.
I guess it's kind of like an old sign you would see on a store, no shoes, no shirt, no service, Because, you can walk outside without a shirt and shoes if you want, but if they're requiring you to wear a shirt to shop in their store.
Right. That's what it is.
It's just, the individual business rules.
Here's how I think this is going to go, and I go to Publix again. Do you remember that all of a sudden one weekend they took away, without a big announcement or fanfare, they took away the one-way aisles?
Oh, and I noticed it instantly.
But you remember how they did it, though?
Yeah, they didn't make any announcement.
They just did it.
Gone. Yeah.
So they're not going to make any announcement. They're just going to stop requiring it, and then gradually it'll fade away. That's what we're looking at. But at least we have a light at the end of the tunnel.
And that's the thing. And when, when I was talking to people about it yesterday, they're like, well, if they take away the mandate, we still have to wear it, then nothing really changed. So I was like, that's not really true. I'm like, it feels that way in this moment because it's all new and it's all, changing so fast. But that was a big deal for them to take away that mandate yesterday because that was the first big step. We were always bogged down by the county mandates and things like that.
Right, and potentially you couldn't go to court over this. In fact, these clemency things, the governor announced that too, like people that are awaiting like a court hearing for a mask violation, those all just got dropped.
Grandma Ethel.
Yeah.
Go ahead. She's sitting outside the courthouse waiting.
My God.
No thanks.
So it's the first step back to not having to wear them. Now it's just, the businesses that say, and that'll go away too. Probably, I would assume.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll, transition this, and maybe by July you'll be able to go to Publix without wearing a mask. That's just my guess.
I don't think Target's going to take out an ad campaign. All of a sudden, you'll see, now mask free. Right. That won't happen. It'll just fade. It'll be a slow fade, I think.
Right. Either that or more and more people will just walk in and forget they have, I've done it a million times.
Me too.
You get halfway to the place and you go, it's in the car, and you got to turn around and go back and get it. But
I do that more and more too.
Me and you both.
All the time.
And let me tell you, I'm opening up that front door, the mask is coming. One hand's pushing the handle, the mask is coming off with the other hand. It's like, I have no tolerance anymore. I'm bad.
Everybody that works here does the exact same thing, I noticed. Because if I'm sitting in my car and I see people walking out the front door, they do the same thing. It's not just taking off the mask. It's like a declaration of freedom.
You're ripping it off.
Woo! Freedom!
Yes!
Okay. All right. Speaking of masks, well, you still need to wear them, except this guy doesn't really wear them when he's next to a very old couple inside a house. But that's different. I told you the push for vaccines is coming because we've hit the plateau.
Right.
Well, Joe Biden had an announcement yesterday for us.
We're going to make it easier than ever to get vaccinated. Visit vaccines.gov, or text your zip code to 438829.
I didn't catch that number. I'm still stuck on gum. But
where am I supposed to go? Is it vaccine.gov, vaccine.com? Where do you go?
Just remember, he just made it real easy for you.
No, he didn't. And what was that number? What was it? 43886.
We're going to make it easier than ever.
I don't know, whatever.
Oh, my goodness. Dieter, you're on it. You got to do some research there.
This is what they're pushing now, though. It'll be because they have hit a plateau, and they still don't. I really don't think I think the administration really is flummoxed at why they've hit a plateau on this. They don't get that the messaging's confusing. They don't.
Of course, because God forbid they take responsibility for anything.
Right.
Hello, you have a president of the United States standing out in the middle of the field. He's been vaccinated for months now, and he still has a mask on. And he's by himself.
No, it's ridiculous. Remember that? It's your patriotic duty.
Wow, okay.
To wear a mask. Well, except when you're sitting with a 90-year-old ex-president. Okay.
Boy, you know what? They tried to explain that picture yesterday, too. I was like, no, you're not going to tell me it was a camera angle.
Everything they do looks and sounds weird.
That was the most bizarre-looking picture I have ever seen, in reality, other than like one of those jib-jab things. It's exactly what it looked like.
It's on... the Morning Show blog, if you want to check it out. It's just bizarre.
By the way, I think it's Walmart, Sam's, also announced yesterday you can basically just walk right in and get a vaccine now.
Yeah, that's what it is. Walk up vax.
Yeah, they don't even have to, you don't have to have an appointment. Just walk in and say, go, you got a shot for me?
Good.
Told you, Slurpee and a shot. It's coming.
We're this far away from it now. But the day is here.
What's the name of our band?
Thank you, boys. Good job. Checks in the mail. That's our house band. They are called Gas Station Burrito.
Okay.
We can't send them. Well, they brought in singers this year.
Wow, thanks.
Thank you.
Wow. What are those?
I don't know.
The enchiladas.
I don't know who they are. But we paid him again, $5 retainer fee.
Oh, good. Thanks.
Yearly.
Thanks for bringing him back.
They come in every single year. Cinco de Mayo is a big deal. I think it's going to be a big deal this year for restaurants trying to reopen, I would hope. Right?
Yeah, I think almost every single Mexican establishment, as far as a restaurant goes or a bar, is having a special today. And I think they all start at like noon, if not sooner.
So I'm hoping that helps get some of these, in the lockdown tyrant cities, some of these restaurants open again, I would hope. If they can find the staff.
Yeah, that's true, too. That's another part of it. But are you going to sell? Are you guys going out like for tacos or, enchiladas or, a margarita?
On a school night? What kind of crazy talk is that?
We used to have remember every year we had the Cinco de Mayo party at Rosalita's. I miss it this year.
I don't know.
I drank lots of margaritas that were bigger than me.
That's usually my Friday night anyway, so.
Oh, is it?
Biggest margaritas I ever had. It was a Cozumel trip, and Lauren and I, the kids were back on the boat like playing or something.
I'm gonna guess Senior Frogs.
No,
oh,
that's for lamos.
Oh,
you got to go to a real one. This thing, the size of the glass was the size of a hat.
Oh my goodness!
I only had 2 of them.
Oh,
it
jeez.
was the drunkest I've ever been in my life. Waddling back to the ship. I think I missed dinner that night.
17 different boozes in it. They just told you it was tequila, but there was a lot more in it.
No, this was a real one. I saw him make it. So you got to go to the authentic places, and there's a lot of them around. They're good.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I love a margarita.
Oh, that's so good. I love them.
Okay, then I want a taco. Okay.
I know, right?
Thanks. It's all your fault.
It's the band's fault. Hey, there's great news from the world of Jeopardy to talk about.
I laughed when I saw this. I actually laughed out loud. I was like, this is great.
I don't think they've picked their host. I think they've decided who they don't want. I think.
Yeah. Well, he's not going to be there.
Right. We got that in the governor's response to Charlie Crist coming up next. The South Florida Morning Show. This is Jen. I'm Bill. Keep it here.
Nothing in life worth fighting for is easy. I'm announcing today that I'm running for governor of Florida for a Florida for all.
Well, that was the big news yesterday, Jen. I mean, we had the release video from Charlie Crist in the morning, and then he actually made that appearance, apparently in the wind, according to the microphone there, somewhere over in St. Pete. Yeah, he's in.
He's in. And then it was funny because I guess our governor, by the way, he signed 2 child care education bills into law yesterday, and it has to do with like VPK and, being more or less they got to be viewed, and somebody will look at them to make sure they're following protocol and the kids are getting what they're supposed to.
Oh, yeah.
Do. But anyway, which was a good thing. But while he was there, somebody yelled at him and said, "Hey, did you hear Charlie Crist just threw his hat into the ring?" His answer was phenomenal.
What party's he going to run in this time? I mean, he's lost as a Republican, Independent, Democrat. But, I looked up. He's voting with Nancy Pelosi 100% of the time in Congress. I thought, heck, maybe he gives the Green Party a chance. He's certainly voting that way, so we'll see what happens.
That was you could not have written a better response.
And he knew it was coming. Someone was going to eventually ask him about Charlie Crist. He had the answer ready. It was just so funny, though.
You know what was the best part of that, Jen? The tone.
Yeah,
it didn't sound like he even respects him. Yeah. He just made it sound like, I heard something about that, but what is he? And he mocked it a little bit. And you know where that's coming from? More and more, he's pulling a Trump.
But you know what? He doesn't have the brashness that Trump has, so he's very likable.
He brings out personality, but does it? Yeah. Exactly. I don't know. There's still a lot of people that absolutely. DeSantis is like Trump in one way. He brings out the vitriol in people that hate him.
Yeah.
They don't just oppose him on policy. They go to this personal level. I mean, there's a hatred for Ron DeSantis out there among the left. A visceral hatred for him.
And I don't get it. I mean, as much as I may have disagreed with what a Charlie Crist would have done, or a Lawton Chiles, or any of our former governors,
Walking Lawton,
I would never have been. Oh God, I can't stand the man. However, I can understand it because of my feeling toward Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, if similar, I guess would bring that out, but. I would think most conservatives, you can talk about a lot of policy you disagree with on Nancy Pelosi. We could talk about first. A lot of the people who hate DeSantis, Death Santis, they call him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I said to somebody once, exactly what, without the emotion, tell me where you disagree with him. He's just killing people. He does not care. Killing people. He's just killing. How? They won't give you an answer. And I think it's a lot of people who have
wow.
They hate law and order. They have daddy issues. I swear to God.
It's like my couple of my friends that are still Facebook friends, and I actually talk to on the phone. You can't have a conversation because it's the same way.
I don't want it. And you know what?
Look at this law he just signed. He expects people not to wear a mask. No, that's not what it said.
But they don't even look at both sides of the issue. They won't do it.
No, and you're wrong.
They're in a news bubble.
And you're wrong for thinking on the other side.
Right, exactly.
And they won't listen to your side.
And I used to try to hope that there was more common communication and common ground. I don't care anymore. I just don't care.
I walk away.
The divide is coming anyway. We're basically I think we're at a cultural civil war anyway, and I don't think it's ever going back, and I'm fine with that. That's fine. I really am. It's not going to heal. You're not going to find a healer. You just need to find somebody in there that'll get enough power to get this country in the right direction.
Well, and I think it's because you have such diametrically opposed figures that head each party. You got Trump on one side, and then you got a Nancy Pelosi or a Chucky Schumer on the other. I don't know of any Republican who even respects Nancy Pelosi.
Well, they respect her power.
Well, her power. Maybe
she's running this show.
She is running, and she's running Joe Biden, which is even scarier. Yeah. But these Democrats are like, well, she's for the people, and I'm like, okay, you trash Trump because he was worth so much money and he lived a stylish life. Have you ever seen where Nancy Pelosi lives?
No.
Her place in San Francisco, her place outside of San Francisco. These places she lives in are worth millions. Multi-millions of dollars.
That's the biggest misconception in the world, too, by the way, is that people who are longtime Democrats, because it always was traditionally the party of the working man.
Right.
The party of the people. It's the party of big corporations, big pharma, and China now. The party of the people is hopefully, if they get this done, the transition continues, is what the Republicans are becoming under Trump. They're not there yet. They're not. But they still have a lot of, never-Trumpers in there, like Charlie Crist. But still...
we'll see what happens.
Actually, Charlie Crist is a Democrat, isn't he? Or like DeSantis. What party is he part of?
Well, well, let me ask you this: if Nikki Fried throws her hat into the ring under the Democratic ticket, does Charlie go Green Party?
Maybe.
All right, should be interesting.
He's the Charlie Party.
Yeah, could be. Could very well be.
Like you said yesterday, though, a lot of name recognition.
He does. He does. But I don't know. Nikki Fried's liked in South Florida, but I don't know how well she's known around the state.
In the meantime, we've got some great news.
This is Jeopardy!
It's so good, it qualifies as one of these.
Feel good story of the day.
They have not named a new Jeopardy host, longtime permanent host yet, but I think they've figured out who they don't want.
Well, Katie Couric, I think, was going to be on that list because her ratings were really dismal.
Right.
Dr. Oz, I think, was one of the ones that was pretty dismal.
He was pretty bad.
But this guy, he is the all-time low, and we kind of laughed at it. It's terrible. We're mean.
The numbers are in from Anderson Cooper's week. First week, he did a couple, didn't he?
He's doing his second week now.
The worst of all the post-Alex Trebek guest hosts.
Oh, my God.
Which, I tell you, it's a couple of pieces of good news. I could still see him doing it, but I don't think so, giving him the job. So I don't think it's going to be him. And also, this is also what it tells me. There's probably a lot of lefties watching Jeopardy. Like Ken Jennings.
Yeah, well,
he's a Trump hater.
Yeah. Oh, he is? Okay, I didn't even realize
God,
that.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So the fact that they didn't even support Anderson Cooper is a good sign that they probably aren't even watching him on CNN.
See, and the funny part about it is I don't agree with Anderson Cooper, but I always liked him. I mean, I always thought he was a pretty good interviewer, and he's pretty far left now, but I never disliked him. But this is pretty funny.
The next lowest, like you had said, was Dr. Oz. Not too good. Highest rated so far, Ken Jennings.
But what they're saying with the Ken Jennings thing is, because I still think LeVar Burton's going to get the job.
I do, too.
I think they're going to bring him in as the last surprise guest at the end. They won't announce it. They're going to say, we got one more, and it'll be him. And he'll blow everybody else away because the guy's phenomenal at hosting a show. And I think he's going to get it. But I think Ken Jennings got it because he was the first replacement. And everybody wanted to see what it was going to be like without Alex.
Yeah, I think so.
So you get that holdover? Is what they call it, I think.
Maybe they'll give it to that Bill Whitaker producer guy. I don't know. Maybe they'll pull a surprise.
He was fun, too. He was good.
Who knows? Just not Anderson Cooper. That's made me feel so good.
My heart
And I don't feel guilty about that at all. Hey, apparently there's a big announcement just made by, do you remember Trump's attorney, Jenna Ellis?
Yeah, young girl. Yeah.
She just put together, apparently, the Election Integrity Avengers team.
We have an Avengers team?
A lot of big hitters on this, too. A lot of big
Wow.
names, and one of your favorites on there.
Really?
Let's see what they're all about, what they're planning. Coming up next, the South Florida Morning Show. This is Jen. I'm Bill. Keep it here. News time almost. That will be at 7 o'clock sharp on the dot. Not a second later. Karen's got that coming up. What are you working on?
We're like
it's a lot of pressure.
A German train schedule over here. We all knew this was going to happen, but yesterday, defense attorneys for Derek Chauvin filed for a new trial because, did you see this photo?
Yes.
Yes.
And that and everything else they dug up about that juror.
That's a problem. Yeah, this juror, Brandon Mitchell, he's 31. He's black, and he is in a photo. This was last summer in Washington, D.C. The photo, the shirt he's wearing has Martin Luther King on it, but it also has BLM, and it says, "Get your knee off our necks."
What?
Yeah.
But they got the photo from Facebook. You're telling me the defense team couldn't have dug this up like everybody else on the planet did?
It's called Wadir. I don't know.
Well, the thing is, they may have been out of challenges by the time this kid got there, and they had to allow him on the stand. You know, because you get so many ways to get rid of somebody. They may have been out of them by then.
I'm
I don't
actually
know.
at the point, this is such an unbelievably giant, stupid flaw. I think it might have been on purpose. What better way? If they thought he didn't stand a chance in this trial,
Put this guy on
let
there.
open the gates a little bit, let the jury be tainted, and hope for a retrial, because that is who makes that mistake?
Right.
Can you purposefully put someone on the that you know? Oh.
You can say, we didn't know.
I have to ask Bull.
Yeah, right.
By the way, George Floyd's sister and brother both spoke at that rally that he was at. That was the other part of it.
This guy's like a spy.
Yeah.
That got onto the jury pool under false pretenses. How could this be fair?
But I'm sure he said he would be impartial.
That's
what I'm saying.
Did,
of course he did.
Of
course.
Yeah, and then there were other factors.
The prosecutor wanted him on the case. Of course you want him on your side. So.
They said that the video prejudiced the jury. They said that the jury should have been sequestered the whole way through, not just for deliberations. There was a whole list of things why this should be. And I do, I'm no lawyer, but
this thing was a mess.
I think you probably will get a new trial. It'd be interesting.
I don't think the outcome will be different, but he should get a new trial. Because I definitely think the jury was tainted, and just that payoff before they even started the jury selection.
They were in jury selection, and they announced, we're giving the family what?
It was $29 million or something. It was a lot of money.
It was a unanimous decision, they said.
So the jury wasn't sequestered, so they're home seeing that on the news, going, oh.
And then Biden, and who was the other one that was said that you need to come back with a guilty verdict or else?
Or so it's
Biden's calling the family.
Do I believe Derek Chauvin's innocent? No.
Nobody does.
But you got to give the guy a fair shot.
It's called due process.
Right.
We all deserve it, even if we're scumbags.
Well, there you go. Print that on a T-shirt.
Thank you. Got more coming up.
Hey, and by the way, Karen, we have a request for your super white pages or that superpower you have booking guests. I think we need to find Jenna Ellis. Remember the Trump attorney?
Yes.
Big announcement. She teased it last night. She has formed, and we're going to call these the Election Integrity Avengers. It is called the Election Integrity Alliance, led up by Jenna Ellis. Listen to these names. Ken Paxton, State Attorney General from Texas.
Wow.
Peter Navarro from the Trump administration. Bernie Kerik, remember the former police chief, I believe, from New York City, right?
Oh, yeah.
Your very own love interest, Sebastian Gorka.
Oh, we got another reason to get Sabby back. Oh, good.
Yeah, Jen's like, forget about Jenna Ellis.
Who cares? Get Gorka.
I want to talk about Gorka.
Just want to hear him say,
Jennifer, you never came onto my yacht. Yes, this is happening. In fact, Politico picked up the story just a couple of minutes ago, too. They have formed this alliance to launch voter fraud organization to look into and advocate for things like voter ID, limit mail-in ballot boxes, and all that stuff. It's happening.
Wow.
I would assume this is a big deal.
Are they going state to state? Are they involved with the Maricopa County situation? I'm just curious.
All of it.
So it should be interesting.
Right.
And you get you're right, you get some serious heavy hitters on that squad, the Avengers.
It's a big deal.
They get super, power uniforms?
That would be
Wouldn't
awesome.
that be funny?
It would be chock full of credibility, wouldn't it?
They come out with little spandex outfits on.
So Jenna Ellis tweets out last night when she teased this, what we just told you about. She said, big announcement, all capital letters, coming tomorrow morning on the effort for election integrity in America. And she goes, you didn't really think we weren't working on this.
Really?
Outstanding.
God love her.
Very happy
All
about
right,
this.
Jenna. Good for you. I'm excited. Well, obviously under the tutelage of the former president, I would assume.
Right.
Right? So I got news for you. I think Mar-a-Lago's been like White House South. Like this whole time.
They've all been there, too.
Yeah.
They're all making appearances.
Well, they keep on showing, of course, CNN keeps on showing the picture of Ted Cruz sitting next to the president. Oh, look at Ted. He's gained weight. Look at what he's dressed like. Look at the face. But, they're all making fun of him. But you're right. Everybody that's anybody in the Republican Party, with the exception of the turtle, has he been there? I have not.
God, no.
Okay. I didn't think so.
It was remember that last event Trump got up and spoke? It was at Mar-a-Lago? Yeah, McConnell, he's that dumb SOB. I'm pretty sure his invite to Mar-a-Lago blew off the front porch. You know what I'm saying?
Could very well be.
I don't think so.
All right, just checking.
Elaine Chao can come down here, not you, Mitch. We hate you.
Yeah, at least she chases the paparazzi away.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez.
I think we got a case of this.
The wussification of America.
I think, not sure, but I think most guys you would poll about this new wedding trend, I don't think they'd be into it. What do you think?
Well, it's funny because neither one of you really knew about it, and I asked you just off the cuff, and instantly, no. Apparently, and the reason people say this is now going to become the latest trend in the wedding world is because Tiffany's has joined the fray. Tiffany's,
it's a money grab.
It is, and they're going to make a lot of money on it because there's going to be that one guy that insists, hey, you know what, I give you a ring. But the question is, who buys it? It's men's engagement rings. And what they look like is, I don't know, figure your class ring, only the stone in the middle is a diamond, or I'm sure you could pick any other precious stone you would like to put inside it. And they're made out of titanium, which will probably be the lesser of the evils because the other one's platinum. So I'm thinking these are going to be fairly expensive. Plus, let's be honest, there's nothing inexpensive at Tiffany's.
You're at the basketball court. You go to the Y for a pickup game at the park, or you're on the golf course. Guys, she proposed. Are you kidding me this?
Does that mean that women are going to be proposing, or does that mean
when the
guy proposes, he also gets a ring? See, I was kind of confused. I'm like, no offense, I'm not buying you a ring.
Hey, babe.
Not happening.
Babe, you want to get engaged? Here's a ring. Look what I got from me, though. Isn't this rock? This is so stupid.
I'm thinking, the engagement rings are expensive to begin with.
This is going to be
an epic
one,
fail. Never mind two. I don't know. Maybe it's just for the very rich. Who the heck knows?
They're trying to wussify guys. I'm sorry. They just are. The full effort is on.
Do you know any women who've ever asked a guy to marry him?
Oh, yeah. But that's not, well, I don't know personally, but I know that's a thing. I'm not against that. But the ring thing?
No. So if a woman should ask a man to marry her, what does she just say? Then give me my engagement ring if he says yes. I see where it's going. I'm just saying. I'm not for it, but
what does she say in this situation? She says, "Will you marry me and give me the remote?" That's what she says.
And the car keys and the checkbook.
Give it to me.
I'm just curious.
I don't know.
It's pretty wild.
All right, Cinco de Mayo is underway. We'll talk about that coming up next. What's it all about, though? Do we understand Cinco de Mayo? Are we deserving? We'll bring in our band coming in next, Gas Station Burrito. Play a little tune for us. It's coming up next, and the big announcement as well from the Trump desk from Mar-a-Lago. Next, the South Florida Morning Show. This is Jen. I'm Bill. Keep it here.
May is Maytag month at Lowe's. Save on our exclusive selection of Maytag appliances with collections found only at Lowe's. Get up to $200 via prepaid card by mail on your purchase of select Maytag major appliances, a brand you know and trust. Shop in store or at Lowe's.com. Lowe's, home to any budget, home to any possibility. Manufacturer's rebate. Prepaid card amount varies based on purchase. Offer valid through 6/2. Exclusions, terms, and restrictions apply. U.S. only.